All right, all right, all right, all right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, whatever time you're watching. It's Pastor P on the broadcast tonight, getting ready to discuss I'd say it's a pretty strong conversation. Of course, just speaking our thoughts and opinions, and we're not saying what's right or what's wrong. We're just going from a state of understanding and opinionated thoughts here. Try to see what everybody believe and what do they think. So the topic tonight is we're going to talk about a little self-love, self-love. And in regards to self-love, I was curious to know what people's thoughts are with makeup. Does makeup create a sense of self-hatred? And this is, for all and any communities. But specifically, I'd like to talk about my folks, my people, specifically or in particular. Does, the makeup, does it make you not like to see the natural you, which could possibly create a self-hate? I'll say my opinion and my thoughts about it, and if you guys want to chime in about your thoughts, you're certainly welcome. Uh, my thoughts is this: I think that some people do get caught up in makeup, and they start to dislike their natural face. They start to dislike, the shade that they are. They start to dislike the broadness of the nose and all of those different things like that, because what makeup can do is it could alter a person's face. And I know a lot of times people say they wear makeup for enhancements and they want to, look better and all of that stuff like that. But I've met people and I know people that, if they don't have makeup on, they don't feel good about themselves, or if they don't have, the extra stuff on their face, they don't feel like anyone would want them. They wouldn't feel like, there is an attraction there. They wouldn't go outside without makeup on. They won't go out on a date. They won't go to any gatherings, if you will, without their face made up. And if it's not made up, then it's like, I don't want to go anywhere because I'm out of my what do y'all call it, Mac or whatever, whatever kind of stuff they be using. But I'm out of this, so I don't want to, go here because I have this. And I think that with our community and our culture of people, we're probably the only people that have a issue with, I guess, understanding how to love ourselves, because we were stripped of our identity when we came to this country. So everybody wants to look like, and I remember, growing up, they would always have these little magazines and these little commercials, and it'll be the cover girl, and all of the celebrities, they have to be dolled up, they have to have the foundation on to make them brighter, they have to have the blush on to make their cheeks red, and Got to put the lipstick on, all that stuff like that. So, our culture of people have, followed that, and it has really caused a strong self hate for our people. Because then, if we don't have it on, it's like, man, I don't look pretty today. I'm not, I don't have the I don't have the drive as I normally would because my face isn't done. And a lot of times, even little children going into like pageants and all of that stuff like that, and they have to doll them up in order for them to look pretty. And then I've even noticed like with our people, you'll see one person with makeup on, like, oh, you're so pretty. And then, like, the next time they don't have it on, they're like, "Oh, you okay? Are you all right? Is something wrong? Or, are you sad? Or are you not having a good day? Or whatever like that." So it's like, when we see it, we're a little nervous to embrace what we look like, and how our skin is, our faces, and even with like not just the foundation or something like that, but any source that kind of alters the identity of that person. Hey TJ, how's it going?
Hey, Pastor, how are you?
All right. Yeah, so it looks like I'm having trouble again hearing you on my phone. Man, I don't know why this phone be tripping. Let me try to get you on my I'm gonna get you on my other phone, and then we'll get you on. Let me see. I'm gonna call you on my phone.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna get my co-host to join me real quick so we can kind of discuss this, because I want to hear some opinions. And then for those of you that are already listening, I'd like to know what your thoughts is. Do you think that it could possibly change the thought of a person's, as far as their mental state? Like, do a person dislike themselves or don't feel like they're themselves after they've placed on makeup and got all the compliments and all of that stuff like that? TJ, there?
Hey, Pastor, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. All right, cool. So TJ's here. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. So what we talking about tonight is we talking about a little self love, and my question is, do you think that makeup could cause people to have self hate after they have taken the makeup off and all that stuff like that, and see themselves and all that stuff, after doing it for a while, blah blah blah. What do you think?
I wouldn't necessarily say that it causes self-hate. I feel like some people that do wear makeup is because they already have some type of insecurity.
Okay.
I'm not saying everybody that wears makeup falls under this category, but
Yeah.
a lot of women do, wear makeup to hide some type of insecurity, because I've heard some women, or I've had some friends where they're like, if people come around, they don't have their, makeup done or something like that, they won't come out the room, or they don't want to be seen. They'll be like, oh my gosh, my makeup not done, or, something like that. So yeah, I do feel like in a way, sort of, but I wouldn't say that it necessarily causes self-hate.
Gotcha. So let me ask you. I mean, you did say something real powerful. You said that if a woman, something similar to what I said, but if there's a woman or one of your friends that somebody came over, and they was like, I'm not coming outside because I don't have my makeup on. I'm not gonna come out because I don't have my makeup on. Do you think insecurity is a stem from self hate? Because they don't like what they see, or they despise, what their exterior looks like, their face or their features, all that stuff like that. Do you think that's a self hate, or I mean, is there what's the in between, or what is the area of differences when it comes down to self hate and the insecurity in that realm?
I guess it depends on how you look at or define self-hate, because I don't know if, not liking your face because you have acne is considered hating yourself, but I guess it could be, I don't know, I guess it could be seen at that because, I mean, you're not loving it. So I guess not to be hating. So I don't know. I guess so. I guess it just depends on how you look at it or how you define self-hate.
Okay.
Hate is a strong word.
Yeah, and I think that when a person despises their culture or they don't like the way they look, and they need to put on makeup in order to like what they see, I think that's self-hate. I don't, because it's not self-love. I don't love what I see. I know we can play the word dislike and like, but when we talk about, loving, because somebody say, well, I just don't like it. I don't like my face, or, I don't like the skin tone that I have, or whatever like that. I consider that self-hate. I mean, I don't know anybody. I mean, that's what I consider self-hate. And so if makeup has to make me, or if makeup has to bring me to the place where I like myself or I love myself, then, so that's where I can see the issue derived from. You follow what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. That it will be self-hate, and especially when, like, you're changing your face and it's a complete 360 from what you would actually look like, because some women, they can put it on, it's like they can make a whole new nose structure, a new skin color, everything.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because I think that, hey, Miss AB, I see you on, but my phone tripping again, so I'm gonna call you on my other phone. You on, Miss AB? You there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So we kind of getting into the meat of the conversation, but we was trying to define what self-love was and self-hate, and could, a person that wears makeup and they don't like what they see in the mirror without the makeup on, they won't go anywhere without the makeup on. Does this, qualify a person to be in the category of self-hate? And, I kind of gave my thoughts. TJ just gave her thoughts. What do you think? Because it goes deep, because one of the things I found out, and one of the things I realized, especially with our culture, because we have probably the blank history, or from the historic level, a lot of blacks don't know where they've come from and all that stuff like that. We don't really have a strong understanding of our prehistoric civilization, all that stuff like that. So we don't really have this guideline. So all we see is what Europeans have placed in America, and what they say beauty is, and all that stuff like that. And granted, we got a lot of our people in this, recently, a lot of people are going back to natural looks and all that stuff like that, which is great. I salute all the women that look at, take the natural, all that stuff like that. I salute you. But, you do have some women that are confined to, I have to have this makeup on or I'm not going out. You know what I mean? If my if I don't have the what's the stuff on your eyelids called? What's that stuff called? Is it
eyelashes?
not eyelashes. What's the other thing called? Like the color that you put on your eyelids?
Eyeshadow.
Eyeshadow, yeah. If I don't have the eyeshadow on, if I don't have the blush, and if I don't have a little bit of foundation to remove, because just think about it. People wear makeup because they don't trust what they see, as far, well, I don't want to say everybody, but most people, if they don't like what they see in the mirror, they'll try to cover up the blemishes and all the stuff like that. And then some people, they tried it on before and it gives them a new face. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they start to fall in love. They fall in love with the new face. And so they don't want to see the old face of them anymore. They don't really have the pictures up of them with the dry face or the no mask on, but then, they got all their pictures with, this new face or the foundation. So what you think?
I don't know if it's about self-hate as much as it's about what you said earlier in reference to Black people not knowing their identity and being able to, you know, identify with something or someone, and we learned what we was taught. So I don't know that it's self-hate. Okay. I was a person that wore makeup. I was, a person that believed in making it look good and natural but pretty. I was always looking for the pretty look. Right. So I do remember though, as I was getting older and I started having different spots, like my age spots that I have, like on my cheeks. They not freckles. People think they freckles. They not freckles. That's just showing, my skin having those age spots, which is in my family. So I used to try to cover them up, and then I was like, it's not worth it to cover them up because that's actually who I am. So I was never a person that didn't want to go out without makeup. But once I was wearing it, it started with just being in the dance era. I went, I was into dance. So we had to wear makeup to be on stage. So it became a habit. But once I got older, I started noticing I was wanting to cover up those spots. But it wasn't because I hated myself. If I wanted to go to the store, I ran out, without it.
Right. So because of the spots, let me ask this question. So did you cover them up because you didn't want them to be seen, or did you cover them up because you didn't like them, or was it an insecurity, or what?
I just didn't. It was like I didn't like that it made my skin look like I had two different colors on my skin. Not that I didn't like them. I love them now. I mean, I guess I always did, but I noticed it as I got older, and I would let's say I want to wear foundation outside. I want to wear foundation, and I want to cover it up so that it looks even. So I was trying to be perfect, I guess. Okay. Make my skin look more perfect or whatever, but.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this question. Was that in the mind, and this is, when you're younger and stuff like that. So do you think that mind was for you, or was it for people? Because if I'm doing it for me, then you know what I'm saying, it'll just be when I wake up in the morning, I'm chilling in the house, I'm just, but if I'm going out and I want to kind of, whatever is it. So what do you think, that people put makeup on for people or for them, or do you think it's about self-esteem, or what?
Honestly, I think it can be any number of those things depending on the person. I don't think it's relevant to just one person. For me, I covered it up because I wanted to. But then there were days I would just jump up and go outside. I never cared about what people thought of me. Gotcha. But there are people who don't have self-esteem and wasn't raised with that positive self-image from young. So they do kind of make themselves up based on what they've seen, what they've heard, or the insecurities that maybe somebody has pointed out for them. Kids are horrible. They tease. Yeah. So they tease you about the mole that's on your face. Yeah. So now you want to cover your mole up, or you want to hide it. Yeah. And I wasn't raised that way. I had a mole on my face. I called it a beauty mark. It wasn't a mole. It was a beauty mark because it made me beautiful. It made me different. And it made me unique. So, but everybody don't come with that. They don't grow up in that, grow up knowing that they are beautiful and they're smart. Like you tell your daughters, I hear you tell them that all the time. And we were taught that. You're beautiful. You're one. Oh, I love your pretty hair. I love your pretty skin. All of that. And when women don't hear that, then we will go by what somebody else says or what somebody else presents as beautiful.
Right. So that's perfect. That's great commentary, dialogue there. So do you think with this generation, and TJ, was you finished what you were saying? I know you was. I think we was talking. You said something. I don't know if you was done or not.
Yes, sir. We were done.
Okay. Do you think in this generation now is makeup a thing for because I've heard people say it's to enhance beauty, and then you have people that be using it for catfishing purposes.
Yeah, that's disgusting. scary part about makeup. Right. And I literally see women that look completely like a completely different person without makeup. It's scary. Yeah. It's scary.
So
I
what?
think they mastered. It's like a master. It's an art. It's an art. It's definitely an art. It's become part of fashion as well, and it's, I don't know. Like you said, they've mastered it. It's art.
So, but do you? All right. So, to the original question, do you think that it could cause self-hate? Do you think that it could place a person in a position where they start disliking their normal appearance versus the made-up appearance or the created one?
Sure, I think it's possible. I mean, it's possible because they make it up so much that they don't even, you know, I've met people who said they refuse to leave the house without lip gloss, or they refuse to go to the store without foundation on. I've met those people, and they do have some insecurities that can lead to them not liking themselves and what they look like in a mirror. So,
do you think that it can cause somebody to forget what they look like if they wore makeup so much? Do you think it can cause them to, like, you know, forget what they look like? So when they finally see themselves, they're like, oh my God, I need, you know, I gotta fix my face. You know, I gotta put something on because, you know, whatever. I've dated someone like that before, where they, you know, if they didn't wear makeup, it was like they were confused about everything. It was almost like they was depressed. They were down. You know, makeup was like the thing that allowed them to feel a certain type of way. And if makeup has to do that, then my question is, you know, why can't your regular face do that? You know what I mean? Is, you know, do you want to look like something so bad to where you don't love yourself enough to be okay with how you look? You know, that's kind of where I'm aiming the conversation at.
well, I think it can absolutely lead to that, because if you spend like your days feeling bad because you don't have a face on, and you're not going outside unless you have a face on, but I wouldn't blame it on makeup. I think there's a lot of things that can happen in life that can cause us to shut down. But if you want to aim at that, of course, I don't doubt that that's possible. If your very existence and who you are is because of how you are made up, yeah, it causes you to hate yourself, because now you can't even be happy without makeup. That's pretty tough. That's a struggle. Yeah, I kind of feel like, I don't know if you can necessarily, I mean, I guess it's possible you can forget what you look like because you've been wearing makeup for so long, but I kind of feel like some people put on makeup because they remember what they look like, and it's them remembering, you know, something about themselves that's causing them to always wear this makeup. But by all means, like we said earlier, I don't think that's everyone's case. I believe it's dependent upon the person. But also, like, when you start at a young age, like little kids, you know, how they, you know, have pageants and stuff like that. I feel like when kids start early, like when little girls start early and they have no idea about, like, you know, having the mindset to be like, oh, I'm not pretty without my makeup. They're just wearing it because they're in pageants or dances or stuff like that. I feel like in that case, maybe that's when the makeup can cause self-hate, because they're so used to wearing it at a young age. And when they do mature, they have the mindset like, oh, you know, what I look like with and without makeup, then I feel like it can cause self-hate. But I feel like as an adult woman, you're probably, like Sister Alicia said, I feel like you're probably already dealing with some type of insecurity that's causing you to do it.
So what kind of insecurity can cause you to wear just, I mean, as an adult, what kind of insecurity could cause you to wear makeup?
Well, if you didn't grow up knowing that you were beautiful, or someone telling you that you were beautiful. You know, a lot of women who don't have men didn't grow up with their fathers saying, you know, I think you're beautiful, you know, regardless of what anybody else said. But if you wasn't growing up receiving that, you're going to be insecure about who you are, period. It's not just about makeup. But what happens is when they grow up and they find something, because it can easily be getting my nose fixed, or getting bigger breasts, or, you know, changing the size of what my body looks like, right? So you get all the surgery. So some people with insecurities fall in love with getting surgery, trying to make themselves perfect. So I think it can become the same thing with makeup, of course. Those insecurities, it don't matter what they are, but within, you feel like you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not fat enough, you're not skinny enough. You want to do something to fix that, thinking that that's the answer to your insecurity.
Right. So do you think that this type of love should be, I guess, given or spread and spoke about, you know, when a child is growing up, and shouldn't be something that's, you know, taught later in life, correct?
Oh, absolutely. She needs to know it very early.
Yeah, because it could kind of, I mean, it'll definitely take a person for a spin, especially, you know, if they're not, you know, to have to. And one of the things is with the makeup and causing the self-hate for me, and understanding it in a different light, is that, you know, when you have so many people that salute you when you have it on versus when you don't have it on. You know, it's almost like when black women wear their natural hair, they don't get as many compliments as when they wear the fake straight one. You know what I mean? So you get the long straight hair, and they're like, oh my God, you look so pretty. And then I wear my, you know, my natural hair out, is, you know, nobody don't say anything. So then it kind of places that person like, and it is because, you know, culturally, you know, people don't know, like our people don't know like what to embrace. They only embrace what they see on TV. You know what I mean? They only embrace what they see on commercials. They only embrace what they see these rappers, girls, and you know, all the people that's on CoverGirl magazine, and the people that is deemed to be beautiful, pretty. That's what our people see, and when they see that, it's like, okay, then I have to get the Malaysian hair. You know what I mean? I don't like my curly hair. I want the Malaysian, and you know, all of that stuff like that.
Right.
So you know, I think, you know, from a cultural standpoint, I think that if our people would start embracing and loving our one thing about me, I love our people. I love our people so much. When I see them, just, you know, we could go anywhere and have fun, laugh, cut up about the smallest thing. And I see it, I would just be like, man, our people are funny. Like, I just love the culture. You know what I mean? The culture of black people is just, it's very amusing, and you can see the life in it. I'm not saying other cultures don't have it, but I think that we need to start really embracing our culture. You know what I mean? And not just from the standpoint of, you know, oh, we're going to celebrate Juneteenth and stuff like that, but really embracing it. Like, I don't have to put on this light foundation to make my face lighter. I don't have to put on these red lips to make my lips red, you know, because of what I saw, and I want this perfect image of what, you know, a woman should look like versus what a black woman should look like. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and just, you know, playing on the other side of it, you know, people tend to think that the color of makeup, because you mentioned red lipstick, and you know, that is something that people have taken, black people have taken in our culture, and said, if somebody else can wear red, I can wear red, because it brings out the beauty in me as well. And people say that red doesn't really suit our skin tone and our skin color. And, you know, when I was in Mary Kay, you know, red was one of the colors that they always wanted to put on women. And I was always kind of trying to lead you toward the burgundies and the browns.
You know, I've seen that before.
I done seen some brown lipstick before and some burgundy and some dark stuff. I was like, oh.
Some people go even deeper. They can't get the black.
I've seen that, man. I've seen it. Listen,
it makes you look very different. What it does is it draws attention to you. And when that attention is drawn to you, a woman who's insecure and actually got her perfect red lipstick on, or her perfect eyeshadow, or her eyebrows are perfect, and perfectly edged, she's going to present herself as something other than what she is. She's going to present herself as she's well put together and strong.
Yeah.
And then when she get alone with this person, she becomes this insecure person. They're like, whoa, wait a minute, this ain't the same woman. So yeah, I do believe that it does affect who you are and who you become as time goes on, but not because I think it's like Sister Tori said, like TJ said, that if you are not taught it from a young age, if you taught from a young age, you'll be able to stand your ground. But if you're not taught it, you're going to be in a position to have to find a way to make yourself feel better. And those reds and browns gets attention. So,
but what about, man, I went somewhere the other day or the other week, man, and this girl had one side was green, this side was blue, and then the lips, the top was blue and the bottom was green.
So, them things is different now. They different now. I don't know where that came from. But, I mean,
I said, man, what's going on now, man? I thought it was just
different. It wouldn't have been my choice.
Yeah, I thought it was to do, I thought makeup was, to match the color. So if you got a brown lip, maybe put a little brown up there, a little pink down there or something. And then if you got brown skin, just put a little brown on there, man. Man, people have been creating faces like, stuff that they ain't never looked like before in their life. They done became somebody. That's
yeah.
Let's talk about something different, even with the same conversation. Do you think that's fair to a man that he go find a woman and this woman look like something, and then the next day, he bring her breakfast and she didn't get a chance to put her face together, and she's a whole totally different person? Is that fair?
I feel like a long time ago, I would have said, no, it's not fair. But today, I kind of feel like it is fair because, people know that makeup has evolved to the point to where it can create a whole new face. So if you go out with a girl that got on makeup and her face is beat, I feel like you kind of almost like signing up for that because ain't no telling what she look like under that. And that she has a potential to like something different under that.
But you got some people.
So it's on you.
You got some women that do they don't put that much on. They just put on a light little whatever, and they look the same. You know what I mean? They just probably covering up some bumps or something, and, whatever they're doing, and trying to make the nose a little narrow and, whatever. You got some women that do it different. But then, the next day, you a whole different person, man. I don't think that's right. I think that if we gonna meet and, whatever I see, and you need to tell me the truth up front. Like, I need to get a bare-faced picture, or I need something. Say it again.
That might be about the face and the women, but we can take this down a different street with the men. You coming up to me acting like you Mr. Romeo, Mr. Romance, Mr. Big Money, Big Spender, you do all that. And then 2 weeks later, you talking about, can I take the pill? Oh my God. Come on now. You coming to pick me up in your daddy car, and you got the car for a week. But then in 2 weeks,
that's a different. That's another episode. We talking about makeup. We can talk about that tomorrow. We can talk about that tomorrow. I don't think that's right. I think that if you dig it, and all the cards should be placed on the table. I don't think nobody need to be pulling up in their daddy with eyes and then they got little pics on or something. But we talking about makeup. Let's talk about makeup.
All right, my bad. Let's
let's talk about these catfishes, man. Let's talk about that.
I agree. That's wrong. It should not be presented that way. As a woman, no, for real.
I think it's messed
Seriously.
up.
As a woman, I must be talking too loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you gotta be it. And I gotta go a step further. I gotta take it a step further. It's not just the makeup, with people, but then you got these filters and stuff like that when people take pictures and they become a different person too. And we on a long distance relationship, I ain't never meet you before and all that stuff like that. You got this picture up with this filter. What do y'all think about that? That's the same deception?
Yeah, but I don't feel sorry for people who get in long distance relationships and stuff like that. I just don't, because
and I said, like, we need to talk about the dating apps and stuff like that. There's people on dating apps. I mean, that's not, people find people on dating apps and stuff like that. I've heard some folks be getting dating apps.
You know the risk.
Dating, yeah, that's a high risk. But it's still a high risk of messing with a woman that got makeup on, that you find out, you go down there to the grocery store and she look really nice with this makeup on, and she don't tell you the truth behind the back. Yeah, and it could be a man. It could. Look, because nowadays, please. I remember I went to Atlanta a few years ago, man, and I was in the mall with my brother.
Oh, Lord.
And me and my brother was the only straight man in the mall. I mean, I seen a man with a full beard with breasts and a behind. I was like, what's going on? I said, hold on, I was thinking to myself, man, what's going on here, man? But man, this makeup is, I feel like it's messing with the culture. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people are getting away from what they really look like. And they're not really enjoying what they look like, so they create a face that they like better than their original face. You know what I mean? And that that could potentially kill the like or the love for the culture of what people look like. You know what I mean? And that's not just. I mean, black people, we do it, but that's not just us, because all of them do it. Every culture does it, and
Yes.
I mean, so all of them. I mean, to me, it just look. I mean, it look pretty bad sometimes, especially when they be a lot on there. Like, you know what I mean? You can tell, like, because the neck be one color and then all this other.
That mean they ain't doing right.
I've seen somebody. I said, man, how your neck a different color than your cheek? What's going on, man? It's up in here. It's a different color.
Yeah, that's when they start getting sloppy with, the older generations. They still kind of do that old stuff, but the newer generations are more advanced with it, and it can be very tricky in knowing what that woman looks like underneath. And I think, it may not be fair, but a man has to make a decision on whether or not he want to go, beyond just dating if that woman won't show her face.
Oh yeah,
that's something he need to say. Like, I need to see what you look like in the light of day. Without all that makeup, without all that stuff on.
If it's me, I'm gonna tell him. Say, look, I need you to go wash your face first. Hey, look, we're not even going out to eat. We ain't dating or nothing. I want you. Is that wrong? I want to know.
I don't know, Pastor. That might be a little wrong. I think it's your wording or your approach. Yeah, I don't know.
So y'all said that. So you said that if I'm going on a date and she come out here full-fledged, made-up face, my first time meeting her, all her pictures, she got makeup on, all her pictures, she got the filters and all stuff like that. I want to see, the real person. And we go on a date, and I say, hey, is it possible? Do you have any pictures that show just the natural you? I'm into natural women. Is that wrong to say that? That's wrong to say that?
Oh no, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
So what if I say, hey, you might want to take your makeup off?
That's wrong. I just put makeup for you. You just take it out.
can you go back upstairs and take that makeup off? I'm trying to see something.
She gonna be like, no, sir.
I really want to see what you really look like, because behind all of this stuff that you got going on, I really wanna know. To our viewers, we ain't got too much. I done seen a lot of people was watching, man. Ain't seen nobody comment. I know this might be a topic. To our viewers, anybody out there want to say anything in regards to the makeup, the aspect of it? Do you think it'll cause self-hate? Or have you ever been in a condition or a place where you was despising your own face, and only time you would love what you look like is with makeup on, and it made you feel better? Man, I've seen women, man, with regular faces, they ain't really strut as hard. They didn't really feel confident in their movement. And then they put makeup on, man. They walking like they walking down, like they modeling somewhere. I mean, a question. Is eyelashes, is that a part of makeup?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that a deceptive part too? Like, is it like the face, the eyelashes? Is that the same like putting foundation on?
I don't know about that. I think it's like putting on a wig.
Like putting on a wig?
Yeah, I don't think it's like putting foundation on, just because with eyelashes you can pretty much determine real from fake. I mean, it's just an addition. That's what I think too. I mean, so
my question is, can you think a person can catfish with eyelashes?
No. No, because they're gonna know that those lashes are fake. Yeah.
Well, lashes give you a different look too, though, don't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It looks like you got extra hair on your eyes. Yeah, that's it.
It make it. Let me tell y'all something. Let me say this. I want to say this because I'm a man, and women that wear eyelashes, it's almost like it's a certain look that they give. And it's almost like the eyelashes and the eyes, it tries to captivate, or it tries to draw you in. Is that what that's for?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that women are trying to captivate men by using lashes. Now, whether that's what they did when they first came out, that's something to look up, because I don't know. The person that I remember wearing them like that and long was Marilyn Monroe. Mm-hmm. She was one, or Lucille Ball when she was in the movie. Yeah. And and Marilyn Monroe used to, bat her eyes. Right. Yeah. That was her thing. One of her things, she either would wink her eye at men or bat her eyes to kind of get what she wanted. And she was the woman that I remember from, when I was growing up, who made this image, and she was the first one that I noticed had all the lashes and, the movie stars. So I don't know that that's what women are doing now. To me, they do it just to add this appeal, just like makeup. They use it to add to. Just like they use anything else. They add hair to their heads, and they add, I think that, when I did my research before, when it came down to eyelashes, it was for models when they took far away pictures, so that they could actually see the eyelash, so they would put eyelashes on there to make it. Yeah, that was what it was. That's when I researched and I looked it up because I was curious. But I think nowadays, some people get too carried away because the lashes be extremely long. They be, maybe so extreme. Yeah, I done seen someone touch their forehead and stuff. It's just, I think that's a bit much. But I think that, cause they people, man, when women be wearing that stuff, man, it's almost like they be, it's like they be trying to suck in your soul with their eyes or something. I think that might be possible. That might be, I don't know. I promise every time, because it's a certain look they give when they, it's like they look a certain type of way with the eyelashes on. They can't help it because the things be in their face, in their eyes. It's like they be looking
sleeping in your soul, man. I said, man. I said,
Oh my God.
y'all need to look at something else, man. Don't look at me, man. And my eyelashes on, man, it feel like I just feel like, man, they just taking something out of my soul or something, man. I don't know.
Man, I would love to hear more perspective on that because I never thought about it like that. Like, you use the eyelashes to get a certain look, or I don't know.
They do, man. Listen, they do. A lot of people, they do because it changes. It changes a lot. Eyelashes changes a lot when it comes down to the apparel of a woman. When she put them eyelashes on, now if it's just dumb and extreme, then I'm not talking about that. But if it's a certain length or a certain something, and the way it's a certain thing they look at it. Oh, what y'all call it? Smilesing or something? What's it called? TJ, what you say it called? Smilesing? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes. Your eyes, using your eyes to smile.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And that they master that when they put them lashes on, man. That thing, it's like they be kind of looking and looking. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I think it's so. What about doing your eyebrows? I think people do their eyebrows because they want a different look too. Because I see a lot of people when they put makeup on, they draw like a whole, it'd be like an arch. I done seen some people that do it extreme. It'd be real close to their eardrum, their earlobe.
I can only speak for me. My hair is very, very curly. I have really curly eyes. Hair. So I have tight curls. So my eyelashes are extremely curly. So they always look unruly to me. They don't look neat. So the reason I cut mine is to make them look neat.
Wait, you talking about your eyelashes or your eyebrows?
My eyebrows.
Oh, okay.
You said eyebrows, right?
Yeah. Eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I seen people, they draw them on, and they put it go close to the ear. That's because
they don't know what they doing. You don't know how to draw your ear. What was the question though about eyebrows? I feel like I know.
So the question is that a part of the whole makeup thing to create eyebrows as well? Because most times when people have makeup on, they draw a square around the eyelashes and they paintbrush and they put the paint in there on the eyebrows so the brows can look a certain type of way as well.
Well, there's a thing called contouring for eyebrows. You want to contour them. That was something that came up, when I was doing Mary Kay and contouring and making it look more full and neat and perfect. It was like about perfection and the craft of being able to literally use pencils and pens to draw the perfect eyebrow, to contour it for like photographs or whatever.
So you said something very powerful, just the description that you use, and I think that's where people get, I guess, when they start drawing into the disliking themselves is because they're trying to find a perfect look. You said that's perfect, yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people start to dislike themselves because they want to be so perfect. You know what I mean? They don't admire the, like you said, the mole on the face. People describe it as a beauty mark and stuff like that. A lot of times when people see these little things or marks on their face, brownies, whatever, they don't like it, and so they want a perfect look. So if my eyebrows are uneven, I'm gonna draw them because if I draw them, and man, I've seen people they cut them off and put a tattoo on there, so they always have a permanent, regular whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. I have a friend that she has alopecia, but it only affected her eyebrows, so she didn't have any.
Gotcha.
So she used to draw them on all the time, and then she just got tired and she went and got them tattooed on. She'll never have to do it again.
Wow. Man, see, and the dangers of that, man, is what if they make a mistake, man? What if they have Yeah, they doing the, remember, y'all remember The Rock off of wrestling, the people's eyebrow? Yeah, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that. So I guess, I think that's what it is. I think people be looking for a perfect look to where, you know what I mean? And so I had this thought too, but I already had the answer to it. But what if somebody says, somebody asked a question, is a man sweet if he put on makeup? Well, I don't think real men put on makeup. I think they do. Well, some movie stars for the certain lighting or whatever like that. But yeah, most people that bad on that side of the fence, they wear makeup. I don't think straight guys wear it unless they're like in a movie and they're made to wear it. But you know what I mean. People that are on the other side, they throw the makeup on. Yeah. I don't wear makeup. I ain't never wear makeup. I don't think I will ever wear makeup. I'm good on that. So my question is, what if somebody said, like, if like me's talking about embracing a natural look, as far as not putting on makeup, and then somebody say, well, what about people that cut their hair and, like, get shape ups and shape their mustache and all of that stuff like that? Is that because they don't love themselves? How would y'all respond to that? Would you have a response for that?
That's a good question. I mean, because people could easily say, they cut their hair because it may get too out of control or too long or something like that. But when it comes to makeup, I mean, there's no real reason for you to necessarily be putting on makeup.
Right. Yeah. So my thought was, if somebody ever thought, said something like that, I would say you got two different things. You got something that's coming on, and you got something that's being taken off. So if I'm putting it on to beautify, it's like I'm adding to what I already have versus taking away something, if that makes sense. So that's how I wouldn't, and then me getting a haircut, removing unwanted hair and stuff like that. Let me let me ask this question. What, like, to women that kind of, maybe grow hair on their face and stuff like that, should they put makeup on there?
What? How would you put makeup on facial?
I've seen it done before. That's what I'm asking. I've seen people kind of, make up, because I think sometimes, like, when you, like, sometimes if they get like the mustache or whatever, goatee, whatever, and they be shaving, it might leave some little, stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like actual like long hairs, but you're talking about like the shadow from the hairs.
Yeah, the 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
What's powerful, and I'm gonna say this and we're gonna get off. It's this young lady that has a like half of her face is like, she has a birthmark on half of her face, and that half, it grows. It's a discolored, like, she's light skinned, but this side of her face is dark, and she has hair. Like, so she, like, the skin that's on this side, she grows like long hair out of her face, almost like, whatever. But she embraces it. Like, she don't, she's not trying to hide it. She's not getting surgery. She's not, shaving it off or none of that stuff like that. She's like, this is me. This is who God made me. So I'm comfortable with who I am. And it was very remarkable. And have you ever seen her before?
I haven't seen her.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do know a girl that I used to work with. She used to grow a full mustache, and the guys used to tease her, but her thing was, every time she shaved it, it would grow back. It would come back thicker. So she would just keep it trimmed. She would do the best she can to kind of shave it down, but she didn't try to hide it. And she was just who she was. She was a straight. I loved her. She had such a great personality. Yeah. And the guys teased her a lot, but that girl got married. She has children. Her husband loves her the way that she is. Wow. And right now to this day, she's on Facebook and take pictures. And you can see her full, you know, I mean, she trims it down to make it like kind of smooth, right. But it doesn't go away ever. It's always showing that she wears makeup, she wears everything, but she don't hide her mustache. It's just what it is.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all, what if that was y'all? Would y'all be able to do the same thing?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think I'm pretty secure in who I am, and you know, she definitely got a lot of attention, negative attention, and she was able to stand up underneath it. So I'm imagining because of who I am, I will be able to stand up against it.
Yeah. TJ, what you say? I kind of feel like you would probably keep that thing shaved. You wake up every morning, get clean.
I can't see what you're talking about. Like, I don't understand. I guess I'm not getting the image in my head when you're saying like hair over. I don't know. I can't imagine.
So you see how you see how I got a goatee,
Mm-hmm.
So what if you grew something like this? You know what I mean?
I would say that.
Well, I'm not saying not shaving, but I'm saying would you be like would you try to hide it, or would you like if you had a little shadow and stuff, would you like put a little something?
Oh, if I had a shadow, like
because it grew a lot. Huh?
What kind of shadow?
Like a military man that got to cut his hair off his face. And on day 2, he got the little.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, Pastor. The man that I have, ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way on God's green earth I'm gonna be walking around here with a mustache. I'm secure. I mean, yeah, you ain't about to have that. I've never been into makeup, but having a man's shadow or whatever, I don't think I'll be able to do that.
So you wouldn't be secure in your little mustache?
I'll be secure myself, but not the mustache. That just has something to do with womanhood. I just feel like that's just got something to do with womanhood, and that's just. And I think that falls outside of the other stuff with makeup. That's something different because that's hormonal.
So wait a minute. So if that was the case, and so it'll be considered a blemish or something, or is it something? It's unwanted something on your face, and so you saying that it could be covered. So if a girl had a bunch of acne on her face, and she just want to cover it, is that the same thing?
Because you can control acne, but a shadow from overgrowth of hair that stems from probably a hormonal imbalance. I don't know. I just feel like this is something. Going to doctors, huh? I don't know.
So this is my last question. So when it comes down to I guess makeup again, when makeup, I guess, of course, when it was instituted, a lot of people do a lot of different things for it, and the origin of it is strange and stuff like that. But for you both, if you had more daughters or stuff like that, what would y'all tell the community of women as far as not allowing makeup to define them and all that stuff like that? We'll start with you, Miss AV. What would you say to young ladies that may be in that I guess deficit where the makeup is on top of them, like it rules them? What kind of encouraging words would you give them?
Well, for one, I would ask them to examine themselves and figure out what it is that they're trying to hide under the makeup. What is the flaw that they feel is there, and really to get them to tap into that it's not about what's on their face, it's what's in their heart and in their head. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people make up stuff.
in their head based on what they wasn't taught, what somebody else said, and then what the media has put out there as beautiful. So there's a lot of moving parts to it. So I would encourage them to examine who they are from the inside out as opposed to the outside in.
Right. Very good. Very good. TJ, what would you say to some young ladies out here that is, maybe dealing with makeup and it's kind of the thing on them and taking control of them, and they don't like themselves, they don't love themselves enough, they have to create a face in order to love? What would you say to them?
Pretty much what Miss Alicia already said, and then also, just get them to realize that the way God made them is beautiful, and there's a saying that they say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So if someone can't see the beauty in them, then they just have an issue with themselves, and it has nothing to do with them. Basically just getting them to realize that, to concentrate on self-love and knowing their worth and that they're beautiful. Yeah.
Very good, very good. So there you have it. Our thoughts on, we had several thoughts, and we appreciate everybody getting on and listening in and tuning in. Makeup could be very dangerous, when you haven't been taught, how to love yourself, and you have to find a way to accept yourself by looking in the mirror and putting something on to, create this thought process. And, last but certainly not least, don't be out there catfishing people. That's I just want to say that one more time. Don't be out here catfishing folks. Let people see what you really look like. But that's it. That's all we got tonight. I'm appreciative for my co-hosts, Miss AB and TJ. This Pastor P. We here inspiring smiles and behaviors through great talk. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, y'all. Good night.